This is NextGen TV with Roy Shelton, the Group CEO of ITS. Roy, you've just chaired a session on bridging the gap between the urban and rural divide. Give us a bit more background to that.
That's right. When we first set ITS up, we recognised it was important not to discriminate against communities in rural environments, to ensure that they could get access to high-speed broadband, as well as other companies and other families and citizens in urban locations. So we built a technology product to allow us to bridge that gap across the two.
Well, it sounds like you've been very successful. You had two very satisfied customers with you on the panel. Tell us about some of the problems they faced and how you overcame them.
Well, Fibre Garden is a very large rural broadband rollout of fibre to the home in Cumbria. It reaches around 600 homes, totally disenfranchised and disconnected from high-speed broadband. I think the maximum speed that they could get was less than 1 meg. And a vast majority of those properties are actually businesses like farms and dairies and craft stores and holiday accommodation, holiday lets. They couldn't attract business and compete on a global market without good quality access speeds to the internet. So two parish councils came together, and with the help of DEFRA and a number of other agencies such as Social Investment Bank and some funding from ITS, we've designed, we're in the middle of build, rolling out and managing that network to those hard to get places. The other client was a total different end of the scale, which was First Arc Housing. They're a social housing landlord up in Knowsley in Liverpool. They have 14,000 properties within their portfolio, and a lot of the people that live in those properties are on low income. They've had all sorts of challenges to overcome, such as drugs and alcohol, high levels of unemployment. The board of the client up at First Arc was very eager to install broadband networks and broadband capabilities to measure the social impact that would have on those tenants. And with the help of ourselves, by partly funding, designing, installing and managing that network, we're able to bring that network with free tablets and free access devices to over 250 tenants. And the social impact of that is going to be measured by John Moore University.
Well, that's incredible. Now you as a company, you started up in the north of England, but you're now very, very international. How do you see the market changing between some of the overseas countries and in the UK?
That's a very good question. I've worked in 42 different countries around the world now, delivering very complex IT and telecom solutions. By far the hardest place to do business is right here in the UK, and it saddens me that that's how I feel. We're currently building out high-speed broadband networks in Canada, passing 200,000 homes a year for one of our clients and connecting up over 2,000 businesses per year. The scale and the pace of deployment in the Canadian market is way quicker than the UK market, and I think it's the UK market that really needs to wake up. There are alternatives to large carriers such as BT and Virgin. Some of the smaller, more nimble operators and network infrastructure players such as ITS are here with a very disruptive model that is shaking the market up.
Despite the smaller scale that you're having to deal with, are you confident the UK can do something about it?
I think we're confident in our capabilities, and certainly the client base that we're working with, such as Hammersmith and Fulham Council, City of Edinburgh Council, the chaps from First Arc and Fibre Garden. You only need more success stories like that, and to be able to translate that vision into reality with good solid case studies. The events such as NextGen is an ideal showcase to be able to demonstrate to the marketplace that these projects are possible. And what's nice about this year's NextGen, as opposed to a few years ago, projects are now being delivered rather than people just saying, I have a vision to deliver. There's a big difference now.
Yeah, so we've gone past the theory, at least we're getting to delivery.
It's certainly looking that way, yes.
Yeah. Just tell us, I'm just amazed by the scale of what you just mentioned there. So 200,000 homes in Canada. Tell us a bit about ITS. You seem to be a bit of an untold secret.
Yeah, we've been around for 3 years now. I set the company up. I was hospitalised in 2010 for 6 months with acute pancreatitis and didn't expect to survive. And I made a pledge to my family that I'd make a difference. So when I came out of hospital and I was fit enough and recovered from that, I set up the company. We now employ 50 odd people, excluding subcontractors. We've got offices throughout the UK. We've grown very rapidly organically. We've also done 5 acquisitions over that period as well. So we now have a complete network infrastructure business which does fibre, copper and wireless access networks. We have a managed services division that provides the management of those networks and things like Office 365, SharePoint and Lync. And one of our latest acquisitions allows us to offer host and voice and telephony services. So when we put network infrastructure down, we can run a range of services across it to make that infrastructure more commercially viable and sustainable for communities and for business parks. And also it gives the customer the opportunity to have an end-to-end experience, which customers are looking for bigger bangs from the book these days, and to actually have one vendor deliver more of a solution for them.
Roy, it seems like there's thousands of people in the UK and abroad very glad you recovered from that illness. In the meantime, thanks very much for talking to us.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Brian.